Darvin Ham is losing the locker room and possibly his job, as there is a blistering report that came out from Shams Charania saying that there is a growing rift between the Laker players and the head coach. Also, Doc Rivers, who was on the telecast last night, said some pretty interesting things that have a lot of Lakers fans speculating that he could possibly be the next head coach. What's good, y'all, and welcome to another Lakers Digest video. I'm your host, Okechi Apakama, and before we get into the madness that is Laker news, I want to bring your attention to something. There is 93% of you guys who have recently watched our videos who are not subscribed to the channel just yet, and if you guys want more of that Laker news, Laker content, trade rumors, reactions, just every and all things LA Lakers, you guys want to come right here to Lakers Digest to make it your home for all of it. And guys, without that out the way, let's hop straight into the big story of today, as Darvin Ham is losing the locker room. Wow, there's been some reports before that Darvin Ham was losing the locker room and like having some growing rifts between different players. We now have some concrete evidence from the one and only Shams Charania of The Athletic saying that there has been a growing rift between the Laker players and the coach. As Shams Charania said in this one, there is currently being a deepening disconnect between Darvin Ham and the Lakers locker room, according to 6 sources with direct knowledge. And it's raising the question about the coach's head standing. And so those sources have described that there's disjointedness between the coach and the team has stemmed from extreme rotations and starting lineup adjustments recently from Ham, leading to fluctuating rhythm from several players all across the roster. So there is a lot to take in here, as the Darvin Ham has been losing the locker room, it seems like, for players being playing very inconsistent minutes and guys being in and out of the starting lineup, just a whole myriad of issues. And then there was even more to that report there, as saying that the perspective of Davis and Reaves in comparison to Ham's highlight is the discrepancy between how the locker room feels about the team's current issues versus how Ham cited the team's injuries, schedules, and lineup changes and team's inconsistency, particularly since the in-season tournament. So, like I said, a lot to digest here, and the Lakers being just inconsistent since the in-season tournament has been just a symptom of like what's happened throughout the whole season, where the Lakers haven't really stuck to a starting lineup, and then there's been a lot of guys just in and out of the rotation, and just a lot of the role players. So with the exception of LeBron James and Anthony Davis, everybody on the roster, it seems like, doesn't really know what they're doing at this point of the season, which is a problem because we are almost 30 games into, we are actually past 30 games into the season, and there is players who still don't know what they're doing on the court, as it showed last night's game where the Lakers had 21 turnovers and a season high 10 turnovers in the first quarter, and that was just due to the Lakers having a lack of consistency, effort, and just mental focus. And that really comes from guys not being bought into the system and just kind of being lackadaisical with the ball and just being lackadaisical with the effort. And that is really disconcerting to see from a team that was just in the Western Conference Finals last season, and then we thought that this team was going to improve and only go up from there due to the same players returning, and then just a section of continuity here coming into the season, and that really hasn't shown, as the Lakers have had a myriad of issues, from playing guys like Taurean Prince and Cam Reddish to 30 minutes a night, to having guys in and out of the rotation, kind of like Jackson Hayes, like a Max Christie, like a Christian Wood, or having guys be in the starting lineup and not be in the starting lineup, so like D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reaves. So there's just been so many things going wrong here, and then just a lot of guys just don't really know what's going on. There's been a disconnect, like I said. So like, well, how Ham has been citing that the Lakers, they can't be fully judged until they're fully injured, as Rui Hachimura and D'Angelo Russell did not play. Austin Reaves does not believe that was an excuse, as he said, due to the lack of continuity in lineups, saying that we cannot use that as an excuse. We have more than enough talent to win games, and we just got to figure it out. And Anthony Davis also echoed the same thing, saying that they have enough guys and they have enough talent on the roster to win these games, especially when you're playing a team like the Miami Heat without their best player, Jimmy Butler. So the Lakers just seem like in disarray at this point of the season, and they really need to be finding their stride here as they have a ton of home games coming up in the month of January. And this is an important stretch for the Lakers to really build off of something and really get to a better seeding here before the playoff race really starts to shake up here. And so a lot of people are pointing the finger at Darvin Ham, which makes sense as this guy has been changing lineups consistently, and then just it's led to a lot of players really, like I said, not knowing what they're doing on the basketball court. And so this has a lot of Lakers speculating that Ham is probably going to be fired and moved on to, and then possibly what is the next option here. And that is what I'm going to talk about here as, is Doc Rivers a viable replacement? So Doc Rivers was on the telecast last night while ESPN was covering the game, and then he was said something along the lines where Anthony Davis, who has been playing out of his mind, saying that if he's playing this well and you guys are still losing games, like, that is an issue. So and Doc Rivers sees that the Lakers have an issue here, and then when you have your best player playing possibly one of his best seasons as a Laker, you need to capitalize on that and really give him the tools to, help win these games. Because Anthony Davis, if it weren't for the Lakers standing, he would be in the MVP conversation. He's been playing that well this season. So Doc Rivers saw that on the sideline and just, was probably almost seeming like shooting his shot for the Lakers job, as this guy has been in a lot of high-level situations and has coached a lot of superstars as well. So he kind of knows the feeling of what it takes to be a high-level coach, especially with the Lakers coaching job, which comes with a lot of scrutiny usually. So Doc Rivers just knows, especially like from his past situations, that he can possibly be the one to right this ship here, as the Lakers, like I said, they have more than enough talent to win this and to win games here, and just more than enough talent to really compete at a very high level. So the Laker players just up and down the roster, like, I feel like they've been just overcomplicating way too many things. They have overcomplicated the offense to an extent, and then they've also just taken away their guards, especially when the Lakers have been a poor three-point shooting team. They've been more inclined to play more defensive wings, and that really hasn't really amounted to anything on the offensive end. So just a myriad of issues for the Los Angeles Lakers, and it will continue unless the Lakers can find some way to right the ship. And something's got to change here, whether it's going to be the Lakers moving on from Darvin Ham, or the Lakers possibly making a trade and shaking things up on the roster. But the Lakers cannot continue to be mediocre here, especially at this point of the season where they need to pick up wins and really move up in that playoff position here. Because when you have a guy like Anthony Davis playing like this, and then LeBron James in year 21, although he didn't have a great game last night, he's been great for most of the season here. You do not want to waste this type of effort, especially when these two guys are playing like that. The Lakers have the hard part down, where you have your superstars playing well, but it's with everybody else has to come to the party, and everybody also includes the coach Darvin Ham. So we'll see what the Lakers do here as they have another game coming up tomorrow night against the Memphis Grizzlies. But I've been your host, Okechi Apakama. Make sure you guys comment on what you think if the Lakers should move on from Darvin Ham, or even go with Doc Rivers, or possibly another coach out there, because something has got to change. But like I said, I've been your host, Okechi Apakama, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.